wanted to make a video of what I consider two best budget guitars. I picked up both these Jazzmasters used. They're in pretty well mint shape for $200 Canadian each. New, these guitars are around $350 to $400. I just want to show you a couple of modifications that I did that I feel make these really good quality guitars for somebody that's on a budget, or what I like to use them for is taking them to jam sessions or rehearsals so I don't have to take my expensive guitars with me. Now the burgundy one is totally stock yet. I have some ideas of modifying it, but the real modifications were done to the white one, which I'll show you as we're going through here. The burgundy one is still available, even new, at $399, or maybe even less if there's some sales on. I just find these guitars very well built for the price range that they're in. Probably the cheapest thing on them are the frets and the pickups. Now, either of those can be modified pretty easily. That's why I think they're such a good budget guitar. You can't get this model anymore that I know of, but it came stock with two humbuckings, which gave me the idea right away that I love the Jazzmaster body, but I'm not real keen on the pickups, and I definitely don't like the tremolo. So this guitar was a great guitar to mod, and for me this is the best of both worlds. I love these Seymour Duncan P90 or P-rail pickups, I should say, and I've modified this guitar so that each one has its own individual pickup switch, so you can go from single coil to P90 to humbucker, and then I have the three-way switch which I can go between the two, so I can have P-rail on one and humbucking on the other, or any of the other combinations just with a quick flip. Now, a lot of people might not like that I took the volume and tone out, but in all honesty, I never use them. For what I do, I'd prefer to have a volume pedal and possibly a couple equalizer pedals. To me, that makes so much better quality and easier for me to use. I always find the volume control so hard to just grab. Now, they come with decent machine heads on them. The frets aren't the greatest, but that's something that as you progress, you could have them changed out and still have a really good guitar. I have friends that have expensive reissue Jazzmasters, and in all honesty, I much prefer to play these. Now, I'm not saying that they're not a great guitar and you're getting all that hand quality, but I'm really impressed with these guitars in the price range they're in. I don't do a lot of gigging anymore. I do a lot of jam sessions, and I really enjoy that. So these are great guitars to take to a jam session, and tone-wise, once you put the better pickups in them, they are quite amazing. This white Squier reminds me of a cross between a Les Paul, Gibsonish sound, and of course a Stratocaster, or Telecaster for that matter. So you really have the best of all worlds on a pretty reasonably priced guitar, because even with the pickups in it and the switches, I probably only have, I would say, around $500 into this guitar. Now, I honestly don't know of any stock guitar that I'd rather have for $500 than this one. This one, just the quality of the neck and the body and the way it just fits to your body, it's just such a great little guitar. You know, it's good for somebody just getting started, or if you like to do a lot of lead work up high. I really believe that this is one of the best guitars to be able to access all the neck, and very easily. They're great little guitars. I stay away from doing sound clips for now. When you get one of these guitars and you do modify it, I doubt it's going to sound the same through your amplifier as it does on this video. If you can, try and find somebody that has a guitar with this type of pickup in it. And pickups are such a fidgety thing. For me, I guess on a lot of guitars, I just try to find something that is really versatile. And I have to say that the Seymour Duncan P-rail pickups are one of the best I've found in the last 15 years of trying and hearing different pickups. Usually I get a chance to hear them at a jam session or something. Somebody has them in their guitars. The P90, the P-rail I should say, came to my attention when a fella brought one to a jam session in his Les Paul, and he had two of them in there, and I couldn't believe how close to a Strat sound he could get, plus a great warm humbucking sound. And also, probably my favorite is the P90 sound on them. And I've compared them to some of the other Seymour Duncan P90s that they make, and even like the Epiphone P90s, the Gibson P90s, and I really like the ones that are in this Seymour Duncan P-Rail pickup. Something I'd like to mention is that I started making these videos with the intention of keeping them short and sweet, if you want to call it. The more I start doing them, the more they seem to gain in length. So hopefully I can keep them to a minimum that people will enjoy. I'd like to explain a couple of my reasonings behind not modifying the red or the burgundy mist Jazzmaster right away. I want to do a few more comparisons to other more expensive Jazzmasters. As I said, I have a couple friends that have more expensive ones, so I really would like to A/B the pickups, especially through the same amp in a lot of the same settings, just to see if there is really that much difference, or possibly can I even EQ the regular pickups better. The frets are definitely made of soft metal, but I still like them better than what I've felt in a lot of the other stock Jazzmasters, especially the vintage series. I prefer a fret that is fairly narrow but tall. It just allows for easier bending and a lot less fret buzz. And again, that's just my opinion. To let everyone know that I'm recording my voice with a Zoom H6 stereo mic. There is a bit of hum or noise occasionally, which is my furnace cutting in and out, and possibly a few bird noises in the background. A little bit more about doing sound samples. For me, it is very controversial. There are so many variables to each player's settings besides their playing technique, like tube amps versus transistor or digital amps, and effects, techniques, etc. I much prefer even live recordings to fancy recordings. It's all about feel first. That goes for putting a guitar in my hands. If it feels good to play, I will find a way to get what I want out of any guitar. Usually it's as simple as pickups or fret problems. Neck size even doesn't seem to bother me as much as fret size. I've always liked a fret that's taller, thinner. It just gives that feeling of almost feeling like you're on a scalped fingerboard, and usually there's a lot less buzzing happening too. Thanks for watching my video, and hopefully I didn't bore you too much and gave you a few good ideas. If there's any information that you feel you want about anything on these videos, please give me an email. My email will be at the end of this video. Thanks again.